Is Iran heading toward its biggest political crisis in decades? Are US-Iran tensions moving closer to open conflict? Tonight, we break down the latest developments, the deadly protests inside Iran, and the strong reactions from the United States. Background: why Iran is in crisis. Iran is currently facing massive, nationwide protests triggered by a deep economic collapse, high inflation, unemployment, and public anger toward the ruling system. What started as economic frustration quickly turned into a political uprising, with protesters demanding major reforms and even regime change. Cities across Iran saw demonstrations, strikes, and clashes with security forces. The government responded with heavy crackdowns, arrests, and internet shutdowns, death toll and human rights concerns. According to multiple international and human rights reports, thousands of people have been killed during the protests. Thousands more were injured or detained. Human rights organizations describe the situation as one of the deadliest protests, crackdowns in Iran's modern history. Families of victims continue to demand justice, while international watchdogs accuse Iranian authorities of excessive force. United States reaction. The United States has reacted strongly to the unfolding crisis. Former U.S. President Donald Trump publicly called for new leadership in Iran, blaming Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei for the violence. Trump's comments reignited old tensions and drew global attention. U.S. officials also expressed concerns over human rights violations, suppression of free speech, violent response to civilians. Washington has indicated that Iran's internal crisis is no longer just a domestic issue, but a global concern. Iran's response to the U.S. Iran strongly rejected U.S. criticism. Iranian leaders accused the United States of interfering in Iran's internal affairs and claimed that foreign powers were fueling unrest. Iranian officials issued a strong warning, stating that any threat or attack on the supreme leader would be considered a declaration of war. This statement significantly raised fears of military escalation, war of words, and diplomatic tension. The situation escalated further through aggressive statements on social media and public speeches. Harsh language, personal attacks, and political accusations have created a war of words between Washington and Tehran. Analysts warn that such rhetoric increases the risk of miscalculation and conflict. Global impact and international reaction. The crisis has caught global attention. Oil markets remain nervous. Middle Eastern stability is under threat. World powers are calling for restraint. Countries across Europe and Asia urge both sides to avoid escalation and focus on diplomacy. What happens next? Experts believe there are three possible scenarios. Iran increases internal repression to regain control. Diplomatic pressure forces negotiations. Tensions spiral into regional conflict. The coming weeks will be crucial for Iran's future and for global stability. Conclusion: the Iran crisis is no longer just about protests, it's about power, leadership, and global influence. As the United States and Iran continue to clash politically, the world watches closely, hoping that dialogue will prevail over destruction.